people with a genetic eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa. But if the promise of new research is realised, their sight could be largely restored. And the same treatment could also bring normal vision to people who suffer from macular degeneration, the commonest cause of blindness. And there are 500,000 of them. Lucy Farrow was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when she was 3.
We were told there was no hope, there's never going to be a cure or a treatment, sort of don't go chasing any ideas. 20 years later, here we are, and there's, you know, a treatment around the corner. Obviously it's a few years off yet.
These mice hold out that promise because their sight has been restored by a transplant, not of a whole eye or of a whole retina, but of a tiny number of special cells.
The mice in this cage have a genetic condition which has rendered them blind. The mice in this cage were born with the same condition, but they've had the new retinal cell transplant, and their vision has been at least partly restored.
In previous experiments on mice, scientists transplanted stem cells from the brain into the retina. They hoped they'd turn into new retinal cells. Unexpectedly, these experiments failed dismally. So they decided to try slightly more grown-up cells, stem cells that were nearly mature. They came from the retinas of young mice, which are still developing. When they transplanted these cells into the retinas of blind mice, their vision was restored.
A lot more questions need to be asked, but at the end of the day, if you can transplant these cells and if they can make connections and restore vision, then there's every hope that further research will actually yield some really good results.
The Moorfield scientists plan more research before transferring the technique from mice to humans. For patients like Lucy, they think they'll be able to transplant cells taken from her own eyes into her retina and be just as successful as they were with mice. Lawrence McGinty, ITV News.
Let's take a look at